Hi, this is Kelly Marie, and we're going to be working on a felt gift bag today that can be used for trick-or-treating or anything Halloween. Let's get started. And then I actually cut these with my paper trimmer, with my my guillotine paper trimmer. I was able to cut these pieces. And what we have here is we have a 4x4 piece for the bottom, and then we have 4 5x4 pieces to create this bag, if that makes sense. So it's going to end up being laid out like this, and we're going to stitch it all together. You can see, we're going to lay it out. It's going to create a whole bag, and but we're going to do some stamping first. And okay, so now we're back with the stamping, and we're going to be using StazOn opaque cotton white. And I know they sell this in the Hero Art store. And then we're going to be using the large web cling stamp. So I'm just going to take the ink pad straight to the stamp. And I'm going to place this felt right here so that I know it's kind of in the center of that line there, of the grid line. And I'm going to place my cling stamp right over it so I can't see the felt at all. And I'm going to press down like this. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the stamp there and let the ink kind of soak in a little bit before I remove the stamp. Okay, now we're back. I let that go for probably about 2 minutes. Whatever you have the patience for. I don't have a lot of patience, so I tend to not wait that long. And then we're going to peel the felt off because it kind of sticks. And you're going to see how cool this looks. How fun is that? It really leaves a ghostly image. So I'm going to bring it up to the camera. Isn't that fun? Okay, I'm back now, and we have all 4 of our stamped spiderweb black felt. And just so you know, other inks that I've tried to use, I've used Ranger dye ink and StazOn. StazOn seems to turn out the darkest, although I know StazOn can kind of be a pain sometimes because it's harder to clean, etc. But these dye inks work really well. I also know that the Hero Arts dye inks are supposed to work really well too. So I've been using darker colors of felt, like for the felt leaves from before, and that's when I really had to take out the StazOn. But if you had pink, you could definitely use like the Hero Arts dye ink or any other kind of dye ink like this. And we're going to stitch these 4 pieces all to the base. And then we're going to stitch them together, and we're going to create this bag that could be either a gift bag or like a little trick-or-treat bag for like a toddler. That would be really cute. You could do this bag idea, use orange felt and make it a fall one. Use pink and make it birthday. There's so many applications for this. So I'm going to start doing the stitching, and then I'll come back and show you how it's done. It's really easy, but it takes a little while, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I've already stitched one side with this blanket stitch, and you can see it's kind of, it's kind of a funky stitch, and that's kind of the look I'm going for, kind of like a Tim Burton-esque kind of, Halloween can kind of be funky and quirky, and I'm kind of into funky and quirky all the time, so I thought I would show you how I set this up. So we're going to line up these 2 ends, there and there, and I'm just going to put a stick pin through it to hold it, because I don't want it moving around on me. So there's that, and then we can start our little sewing adventure. All right, so we have an embroidery thread, and embroidery thread, so like DMC floss or whatever you can find at your local store in an orange color, and we've got an embroidery needle, but any kind of needle will work that the thread will go through, and it's knotted at the end, and you can see I have a really long piece to work with, just because I don't like running out, so I don't mind working with a longer piece. Other people, that might drive them crazy, so that's up to them what they like. And what I'm doing is I'm starting about quarter inch from the outside, and I'm pulling through just on the front piece, the spiderweb piece. I'm pulling through on just that side the thread that's knotted at the end, and of course I got a little wacky there. Okay, and so we've now got our piece knotted there. So now we can start our stitching. So I'm going to go about 1/4 inch to the other side and along the same side as the orange thread, and we're going to pick that piece there, and we're going to go through all the way both of the pieces, and we're going to pull that thread through. And I'm not a good sewer, so if I can do this, anyone can do this. It's and it's definitely one of those things that once you start going, you could do it in front of the TV, etc. Because it's really, you can just kind of keep going with it. And then now, once we went to the back here, we've got this loop, and I want you to take the needle from the back to the front, so this way. And then we're going to pull that through again. And right now is where we're going to be creating our stitch. So you can see that we're creating that there, just like what we had going over here. So we just keep going. So you just take your needle again and go through the front. When I say the front, I mean, you know, the spider web piece, to the back. Then we've got our loop here, and we go through that one this way. Pull everything through. And we've got our next blanket stitch, I think it's called. There we go. And I'll just do one more for good measure. So once again, I'm going about 1/4 inch. I'm not, like I said, you know, I'm not into being perfect. This is supposed to be, you know, fun. But what you could do is, if not being perfect drives you nuts, you could actually stitch a line through this with just, you know, white thread. And you can actually follow that thread, this thread stitching line, and you can make them as far apart in your sewing machine as you would like. And that could actually give you the guidelines of where to do this, and then you can pull that thread out at the end. That's my dog, excuse me. Or excuse him is a better phrase there. And so that's how you can do that. If you wanted to make sure it was perfect, that would be a really good guideline. You could also, you know, make markings with a pencil, etc. But this is just something cute and fun and quick, and so that's what I'm trying to do here. So there's my next stitch. And I'm going to keep going, and then I'll come back once I've got all 4 sides attached. Okay, so I'm going to show you stitching on the side. So far, I've already started stitching some of the sides of the bag. I've got little stragglers on there. Some of the sides of the bag, and I stitched the top of, I'm going to stitch the top of these 2 ones. Okay, so I've got that all held together so that I can start stitching. And we're going to do the same kind, it's the exact same kind of stitching as before. So what you're going to want to do is start just on one piece right there, and go through, and you want to go up through about 1/4 inch up, just like we've always done. I'm just going to pull the thread through, and I'm just going to cut off these little ends here so they don't get in the way. And later on, I'll go through and kind of fix those all up and trim them up. And then now we're going to go over 1/4 inch and go through both pieces, both sides. You're going to go down through. You're going to have your loop again, and you're going to put your thread through away from you, and then pull towards you again to create that first stitch. And then we're just going to repeat that. And so now we have our bag with the handles put through the grommets, and there's just knots tied on the inside, as you can see right there. And then you can see how we left the stitching off on the sides so that it would be able to sort of fold inside and form that gift bag shape. And right now I'm putting googly eyes on the bag. Who doesn't love googly eyes? I love them. They're just endlessly happy and perfect for Halloween. And so I'm just going to use some glue dots to attach those. And you know, just putting that last googly eye on. I had some other sizes you can see that I was trying, but I like the large size the best. It was the most fun. So now we have our fun trick or treat or gift bag. Thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day. Bye.